I'm speaking with Councillor candidate Tasha Doherty. Tasha, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Tasha Doherty and I'm running for council. I've got great vision for the town. I just have a lot of push. I'm very determined. I think that voting for me would be in your best interest because when I decide to do something, I follow through. I'm also a really good person to work with, but I have my own voice. So even though other people have an opinion, I still feel mine is valid. And I'm not a follower, but with that said, when we can all come to an agreement, I'm on board. So voting for me would be essential for the town. Having middle-aged women with children hasn't been something that's been on council for a long time, so I also think that that is something you should consider when voting for your candidates. Keep that in mind.
Thank you. The recently tabled federal budget has earmarked funding for green initiatives. How do you see Hartland benefiting from these funds?
So I think with that budget, we could certainly look at changing some of the businesses with lighting fixtures, even town light fixtures on the sidewalks. There's different things. We could even possibly offer an incentive to businesses. Start shutting your computers off at night. See who can start reducing their power. Maybe there's an incentive we could give to somebody with that at the end of the year, like whichever business is able to reduce their electric waste. Maybe that could be something we could think about.
Okay. How would you ensure continued growth and development in the town of Hartland while maintaining a favorable tax rate for businesses and residents?
I'm going to ask you to repeat it. I'm sure we're going to mull it over for a second.
How would you ensure continued growth and development in the town of Hartland while maintaining a favorable tax rate for businesses and residents?
I think expanding our local service district would be the first step into that, because in order for growth, we need to be able to expand our borders. When you expand your borders, you have more room to develop your industry. That's going to give us the potential to reduce our taxes because you're going to have more income coming in to your municipality. So I think that would be a good start in helping us to reduce our taxes. There's lots of areas in the front of the town where we can start redeveloping the historic buildings. That in itself is going to bring face value to the town. It's going to make people want to stay local. They're going to want to shop local because we've got the curbside appeal. And when our local people are happy, our tourists are happy, because our happiness is what reflects to the tourists.
Thank you. Hartland has almost 2,000 jobs in the town, while less than 1,000 people actually live here. What should the town do to attract more people to live in Hartland and retain the residents we currently have?
Well, we need to develop more housing availability. We've got all kinds of homes. There's apartments, but we don't have a medium, right? Like we could talk about maybe some townhouses where you've got a section where people can develop, and then you've got rent. So you have people that have it's not an apartment, they've got a townhouse, you're into town, but you don't have to worry about all of the rest of it. So having that option for people to move into Hartland, that would be one aspect. Another would be, what if we were able to offer an incentive? I don't know if this is something that can be done, so this is something I would have to educate myself on, but is there a possibility for a smaller tax break for new people coming in? Just here's a incentive for you if you want to move to Hartland. This is what we can do for your first year or two.
How do you see the development of recreation facilities and tourism establishments in Hartland? And how would you balance that spending with transportation and utility infrastructure needs?
So I think with our arena, there's a good section of that underway. So I think the biggest thing right now is focusing on our waterfront and tourism. By fixing the waterfront, it's not only benefit the tourists, but it's benefiting everybody. Because that's realistically who matters most. It's not that tourists don't matter, but it's the people that live here that matter the most, because we're the ones that use it year round. So having our waterfront fixed, I think having a walkway that's actually paved, and if that's not financially sound right now, even just having it chip sealed. So you've got a nice little walkway, we could get some nice lighting, some lamps, and by doing that, we can also get, there's all kinds of new energy efficient light bulbs that we can put in, so we can actually start doing the green initiative in our town. Having the nice little walkway, having some benches along the way, revamping our gazebo. Who knows, maybe in time we can even have live bands in the gazebo. And then by putting garbage bins along the way to discourage people from littering, because there aren't many places to put your garbage in Hartland right now. So that in itself would keep clean. So having that developed is what's going to be, I think, beneficial right now. The arena, I think, has got a good sense of its ability right now. It's what we need to do down here for now, because that's what needs some care right now. Everything else is it's underway. So focusing on this right now, so everybody can enjoy it. There's not everyone gonna enjoy the arena, but everybody's gonna enjoy the waterfront. And that's how I'm gonna roll with that.
Okay. And now we'd like to add some closing remarks, some things that we haven't touched on maybe.
In regards to?
Just whatever you want to say.
Well, I think I've pretty much touched base on everything I want to say. I want this not for an agenda. I want this because I have passion for this town. I love the people. All I want is to help us to get better collectively and to have the opportunity to serve for this town. It's honestly, it could be the biggest privilege in life, and I truly hope that you as the town people give me that privilege. So thanks.